Hey, Shan. Good afternoon. Do you want your dad to trust you? So keep your words as much as possible. How do you do it? So if you said, Dad, I'm going to write a newsletter at 9 a.m. each day, do it. Write it. Keep your words. If you say, Dad, I'm going to film a YouTube podcast about that newsletter at 4 p.m. each day, do it. Film it. Keep your own words, son. And if you're going to say, Dad, I'm going to study parenting at 4 p.m., at 3 p.m. each day, do it. Study it. Keep your words, son. Because if you do it, your dad is going to trust you 100%. He will think, oh, Emmanuel is such a self disciplined. He respects himself. He keeps his word. He keeps his promise. He keeps his routine. And I'm going to trust him. And that's how you do it. And little tip, if you feel like you're doubting, you are ready to quit. You are ready to give up. Quit writing, quit study parenting, quit quit filming podcast. A gentle reminder to remember, remind yourself your emotional anchor, your big why, your reason why you do these three things. You are writing newsletter, you are filming a YouTube podcast, you are study parenting to educate yourself. To educate yourself what is wrong from what is right. What is better decision from what is wrong decision. To educate yourself so you grow up kind, respectful kid. And whenever you feel like giving up, quitting, doubting, remember who you are. I am a writer, I am a YouTube podcaster, and I am a dad. Okay, you know what, son? Most kids today, they don't keep their words to themselves. They said, I'm going to write newsletter, I'm going to film YouTube podcast, I'm going to study parenting, I'm going to exercise, I'm going to walk, but they don't do it. They forgot to do it. They quit, they give up. And one of the reason it happens is because they don't have a strong emotional anchor, that big why, that reason. So when the motivation fades, they give up, they quit. And the problem is not them. The problem is the not keeping the words to themselves. They are lying to themselves. The problem is the habit, the action, not them, because they are human being. And that's valid, of course. And so what's the consequences? So, son, if you don't keep your words to yourself, it makes you a liar kid. Why? Look at look at this. You are you are not keeping your words to write a newsletter at 9 a.m. You're not keeping your words to study parenting at 3 p.m. You're not keeping your words to film a YouTube podcast about that newsletter at 4 p.m. You're lying to yourself. You're not keeping your words. So your action is making you a liar kid. And do you want or do you deserve to be ignorant? Meaning you don't know what is wrong from what is right. You don't know that lying is bad, arguing is bad, that talking behind people's back is bad. You don't know that. You are not educated about these matters because you're not doing it. Does yourself deserve to be ignorant? Of course not, right? Do you want to grow up ignorant, uneducated? Of course not, right? And 25 years from now, you are going to be a dad in the future. So if you keep the habit of not keeping the words to yourself, obviously, son, you're going to be a liar father, and you will just repeat your action, meaning you will be lying to your kids. Son, I will enroll you to a football class, piano lesson, writing class, but tomorrow you will not do it. You will forget about it. So you just repeat your action. You will still lie to your kids. And does your kids deserve to be lied to? Do they deserve to be disappointed? Like, "Oh, dad is such a liar." And do you want to be judged by your kids in the future that you are a liar? That doesn't keep his words. I will not trust dad anymore. Do you want to feel that your kids is not trusting you? And same thing, your dad is not trusting you. It's like nobody is trusting you. Do you want to be do you want to feel that? Do you want to feel alone? Nobody is trusting you? Of course not, right? So keep your words, son. Keep your words. Because I know your desire. You want to grow up trustworthy, a person with a person with self-respect, a person who keeps his word, who keeps his promise, who doesn't lie. And you want that, right? So keep your word, son. Do it. Take action. Write, film, study parenting. Do it. Keep your words to yourself. And why it's so effective? Why keeping your word is so effective? Son, today, if you keep your words to yourself, if you do what you say, so you're going to be a trustworthy kid. So this time around, you will do the opposite. You're going to write that newsletter at 9 a.m., study parenting at 3 p.m., film that YouTube podcast about that newsletter at 4 p.m. You're going to do that. You're going to keep your words, your promise, and your actions now. Keeping your word is making you a trustworthy person. And do you deserve that? I mean, remember, you are doing those three things for yourself to educate yourself. And now, if you are very educated, now you know what is right from what is wrong, what is good decision from what is bad from bad decision. I mean, do you deserve to be educated, to choose the right thing, to grow up kind, respectful? Of course, right? Absolutely, yes. And it's so effective. And the beauty about it is 25 years from now, you're going to be a dad in the future. So if you keep the habit of keeping the words to yourself, definitely, son, you're going to be a trustworthy father, and you will do the same thing. You will keep the promise you told your kids. Remember earlier I said about those three things: the piano lesson, football training, writing class. You will be saying your kids, okay, tomorrow I'm going to enroll you to the football training, writing class, piano lesson. You're going to do it. You will keep your promise to your kids. And your actions now is making you a trustworthy father. And when your kids play football, take the piano lesson, study writing class, do they deserve to be happy? Do they deserve to be surrounded with other football players, pianists, writers? Like, do you want your kids to be surrounded with like-minded people? Do they deserve to be happy? Yes, of course, right? And the question now is, do you want them to trust you? Do you want your kids to trust you? Do you want your dad to trust you? Do you want to be a person who keeps his word, who doesn't lie, who has self respect? Do you want to be a trustworthy? Do you want your kids, your dad to trust you? Yes, of course, right? So keep your words son as much as possible. Do it. Say it like you mean it. Okay. And so, did you solve the problem today? Definitely yes. Because your action before was, I will avoid writing. I will avoid filming podcast. I will avoid study parenting. I will not do it. I will skip it. I will miss it. Because you forgot that emotional anchor, the big why. And now, today, right now, you are reminded again that the reason, the whole point of why you started writing, why you write about, why you write about, why you write newsletter at 9 a.m., why you film YouTube podcast. The reason is to educate yourself, so you grow up kind and respectful. So that's the point, right? Now you are reminded of that, and now your action is different. Your action now is keep your words, keep your promise. You will keep, you will write, you will film, you will do it. You will keep your words, whatever it is. You will keep it. You will keep your words. So that's your action now. So did you learn? Yes. Same situation, different response now. And I I I, I can't emphasize this enough that of course you're just a human, you're just a person, and there will be moments where motivation fades, where you will doubt yourself, you will question everything, you feel like, I feel like I want to quit, I feel like I want to give up. You will feel that because you are just a normal person. I mean, you are a human being, and that's life. And whenever you feel that, remember who you are. I do it to educate myself. I am a writer. I am a YouTube podcaster, and I build self-respect. I keep my words. That's who you are. So remember that, son. Okay. I am writing to educate myself. I am filming YouTube podcast to educate myself. I study parenting to hunt for ideas to educate myself. Though, so I grow up a a kind kid. So that's your emotional anchor. Okay, and what's your possible question right now? And drop your question. Just kidding. And thank you for listening. And the whole point is, do you want your kids and your dad to trust you? I think that's the point. So if so, keep your words as much as possible, son. Oh, it's on you. And that's it for today's episode. And let's start with the stories today. Okay. The first story is from mom. I look for the charger. Mom get angry. Mom bring up the past. The nipper. It's a nail cutter thing for the nails. And I get angry. I told them, Hugas dili, Hugas dili. Okay, so basically, mom was uninformed. Mom was uneducated about it. So humiliating your son in front of your girlfriend is wrong. Scolding your son is wrong. What happened earlier was, so Tintin was here, Arda's girlfriend was here, and my mom was humiliating him, scolding him in front of his girlfriend, and that's so bad. And the I started with the charger, and then she brought up the Nipper thing. She brought up the past, and because she got angry, she was angry while cooking. The lesson is humiliating your son is wrong. Scolding your son is wrong. I mean, he doesn't deserve that. He doesn't deserve that. And talk in private, focus on one problem. It's the charger. Bringing up the past is not a good idea. So talk in private is the solution. And Liam, my nephew, I say no. He's not allowed in my room. Saying no tells your boundary. He went into my room a couple of times, and I looked into his eyes seriously, very serious look. And I emphasize, that's the way I look. And he understood. He couldn't get inside my room, because I couldn't work if he's here. I couldn't write if he's here. It's the work is gonna be interrupted. And saying no, saying no is really saying no tells people that, oh, it's your boundary. I'm working. And same thing happened just earlier. My sister, she she she, she think that people don't have schedules. That's rude. I think that um, interrupting people's time is not a good idea. I think you schedule it. You schedule it, and you can't just take people's time. People have schedules, and the lesson is asking for people's time. Shem pa din ka, Shem! Oh, okay. They're going to church. Okay. Liam, my nephew, was looking for a junk food. Mom gave him junk food for the past days, and it reminds me that whatever junk food and sugar they feed me when I was younger, I have to learn. I have to unlearn it. And my mom gave me bread. He was giving me bread sometimes, and he fed Liam junk foods, and oh, it starts from a parent. What food are you giving your kids? And it reminds me, like, oh, when I was a kid, what kind of foods they gave me, what kind of sugar they gave me, and I have to unlearn that. Right now, sugar is very unhealthy. Junk food is very unhealthy. It makes you addicted to it. Like, they know how to trigger your taste. Hmm? Sige. Saglit lang. I'm gonna send email. Oh my god. Hold on. That was my mom. I'm gonna send email. Alright, right now what's happening is my sister was calling me because the computer installment was calling her, and I was irresponsible. I had no job, and my mom told me right now, Dad is going to lend money, 2,000 pesos from Uncle Rico. It's my fault. I mean, my habit was so irresponsible. I didn't look for a job, and I have to pay for the computer. And I don't know. As much as possible, I kept reminding myself that no, it's not their responsibility. I am responsibility to pay for my computer. And look what's happening now. Everyone is affected, right? Can you see that, son? I don't know. I just don't know what happens now, and I just don't want to ask help from people, because I don't give responsibility to people, and I just need a workmate, workman, work son. I mean, lesson learned. Lesson learned. Like, I am responsible for my money for to pay for it. And next story is, while we were eating lunch, we just ate mongo, ginataang mongo, and then mom said Marlo was being talked behind his back. Mom was being biased with Marlo. Mom was uneducated about this matter. So solution is, let let her be let her be uneducated for now. So the story was, they said my brother was talked behind his back from his employer, and then I know, I mean, talking behind people back is very wrong and disrespectful, and I think it's a mother instinct to be biased with your son, and without asking what's really happening and weighing, is it true or is it not true. And sometimes, and I was just watching them, my mom and dad, and my dad was reacting like, let them be, ignore them. And I was so ready to react, say my opinion. And I realized sometimes people are just people just don't know things. They are unaware, they are uneducated, and educating them at that time is not a good idea. It's not a good idea. And it works. Like, I always remind myself, like, bahala kayo dyan, bahala ka dyan. Like, ignore him, just let them be. Because it's not worth it. Because, I mean, educating people takes time. It's convincing people. It takes time. I mean, it's kind of complicated thing. I don't know why. I don't know what's the reason behind these stories. My point is to tell a story where you can learn a lesson, son. And the lesson here is, talking back behind people's back is very wrong. Getting biased with your son without asking what is wrong, what did he do, it is wrong. It's unfair. And talking problems while eating at the table is very wrong. Very, very wrong. And next story is Shimi, my niece, and she was asking me if I took that Aris sweet apple, and I told her no, and stealing is not really good. Okay, and earlier I was writing a newsletter, and then I saw my dad being so skinny, like so skinny, like, if like me, I look healthy, but my dad is 50% less than skinny, or 50% skinnier than me, and you can see the bone. It's so short, so thin, skinny, and I wonder, whoa, I don't know if he will last for 5 years. Like, he's working to earn money, and now he's going to ask 2,000 from Uncle Rico to pay for my computer, and it's so the situation is so, it's a learning lesson for me, to take this seriously, because I am responsible to make my own money. And look look at the consequences now. Everyone is affected. Like, who will pay for it, right? So, sometimes he will hit the rock bottom, and and yeah, I was okay. Next story is, I was thinking, if I can ask my sister Chin Chin to buy ballpen in at Mr. DIY in Pure Gold, save more. And then I kept reminding myself, no, I don't give responsibility to people, and my ballpen my responsibility. Oh my god, the podcast today. And the next lesson or story is from Pascal on Substack. So it's a newsletter thing. And his idea is English is the best helpful language. Why? English is one of the best helpful language. Why? Because mm, you connect with writers on Substack, so it's English. You will you understand better. You can write your ideas clearly, persuasively. So English language is my son deserves to speak, you know, that native language, because on Substack it's English. So how can you, for example, right now, how can he understand me? How can you understand me if you don't learn English? So the idea is English is so important, and I agree with that 100%. Next story is from Old Pro Dad. Today they talk about comfort zone, and comfort zone. It's a big topic, and persuading persuading you to take action. This is something I am responsible for. Like, how can I convince you to take action? How can I convince you to write, to film, YouTube podcast, to study parenting, to write, to study writing, to play football, to take piano lesson? Like, it's the comfort zone. Like, how my challenge is, how can I convince you? So one thing to do that is to tell the consequences, tell the benefits, the mistakes I did. And so people take actions because they want something. So it's to trigger that. It's that emotional anchor. And I realized, in real life you have 30 seconds to convince a person. Like, I remember earlier, while I was gardening, my nephew Prince, he wanted to go with me to go to the mountain. And I said, no, you will be fallen. You will be hit by the coconut, or in short, malaragan kanyog. Like, the coconut will fall on your head. See my English. That's okay. And it took me 30 seconds to let him say, oh yeah, that makes sense. Because they don't want to get accident. They don't want they don't want their head to be hit by the coconut. So persuading takes 30 seconds. So I started my episode right now with an emotional anchor, you know, like, do you want your dad to trust you? Yes. Here's how you do it. Here's what you need to do. Something like that. I mean, persuasion is really good. 2 months ago, I used to think, how can I persuade someone? But now, it's It makes sense now. It's fun. It's fun to persuade. It's fun to learn persuasion. And that's it for today's episode. Today is a great day. Today is a great day because I wrote a newsletter. I film a YouTube podcast right now to educate you, son, and that's how I measure how successful my day is. Every time I wrote newsletter, every time I film podcast, every time I educate you, son, that's how I know today's a great day. Today is a great. So today is just a great day. Like whatever happens, like financial problems, computer things, lending money, it doesn't matter. Like it doesn't matter. That doesn't matter. But what matters is I teach you today, I educate you today, you learn something today. That's what matters. It's a success day. And see you tomorrow, son. And tomorrow, we're planning to swim. So it's a sacrifice again. So I have to adjust my schedules to write earlier. And I mean, I can't. I would choose to swim with my nieces because it's just a one in a lifetime experience or opportunity. So it's better to go within to sacrifice to adjust my schedules tomorrow. And yep, that's what happened today. And see you tomorrow, son, at 9 a.m. By the way, it's new. It's new thing. It's kind of longer. Like that one. See you tomorrow at 9 a.m. Hold on, let me show you my muscle. Bye bye.